Hey guys, Ryan here. Weekly arm wrestling vlog coming to you from the truck one more time. I think I told you guys last week that this was the last time from the truck. Unfortunately, one more time. Simply because it has taken me longer than I expected to get the gym organized. Lots of stuff going on, building a ton of IKEA furniture and all kinds of stuff that comes with moving into a new house. So there's that. The gym is functional, but not really conducive to any kind of video, not really conducive to any kind of shooting of video whatsoever. It's pretty cluttered in there, lots of stuff going on, and still in the process of unpacking boxes and getting the house sorted out, and building way too much IKEA furniture. That's what happens. So we had a tournament last weekend, and I have some mixed feelings about what happened. Last weekend we had this event, and it was an open weight class, seated by weight, double elimination, but with super matches to work out the top four. Anyway, you guys probably saw the video. As far as the men's classes go, I couldn't have asked for too much more of a turnout. I had 16 competitors in the left, 17 competitors in the right arm. So those men's classes were quite full. It was a fun event. A lot of people really liked the format. The guy that won it all approached me and said it was his favorite format that he's ever pulled. Mostly because the super matches give you the ability to work out any kind of strategy changes that you might not get the opportunity to do in a double elimination tournament format. So combining the two worlds seemed to be a win. There were a lot of guys that didn't show up, like guys from the Winnipeg club, and I've been hearing complaints about I can't beat the super heavyweights, so I'm not going to show up. You had the opportunity to come out and enter an event leading up to the provincial championships, where you would pull a whole bunch of hands and a whole bunch of arms, and get you prepared not only for the provincials but the nationals, and absorb a lot of arm wrestling knowledge from a lot of very experienced guys. But you opted to stay home because you couldn't win. If you're one of those guys, I feel bad for you going forward, and the fact that you couldn't see the opportunity here in gaining experience on the table. And for the women's classes, we had 3 women show up, and I think that a couple of them might not have even been planning on entering, which is kudos to them for entering. But come on, like, there was such an opportunity here for prizing, and you pay $10, you get to be in the room with all these arm wrestlers. I don't know if everyone could see the venue. The venue was fantastic. The tournament itself, with all those entries, took about 2.5 hours from start to finish, and we had a good after party. So thank you to the people that did come out and all the people that helped put it on. It was big enough that I'm going to do it again next year, and we'll see what that looks like. Probably the exact same format with a few tweaks, and yeah, thank you guys. Moving on though, the big news that has come out this week, or yesterday rather, I think, is that the Arnold Classic is canceled. And not just the arm wrestling, the whole damn thing is canceled. The expo is canceled. The athletes can still go and compete, and it's canceled because of the coronavirus. So coronavirus is starting to be more prevalent in the United States, and based on that, having experienced what the Arnold Classic Expo is like, it's basically 50,000 people elbow to elbow, and it takes you 45 minutes to walk from one end of that room to the other. whereas if there was nobody in there, it would be about 20 seconds. So I can see why that would be a concern, seeing how that is how coronavirus is spread. Close contact, you basically could infect the room and cause a pandemic from one event. It's at the level that the Arnold Classic bodybuilding competition, the men's pro show, from what was reported on RX Muscle, that's Dave Palumbo's channel, the pro show is going to go on. However, the pro show is going to be the bodybuilders and the judges sitting in the audience with no audience in the building, which is really strange. It's understood, but it's strange. And as far as the arm wrestling goes, I mean, it sucks. It's for you guys that booked the trip. It sucks, and I'm sorry that happened to you. This is not the same as an event just getting canceled by a promoter. This is for a very different reason. And there's talk about rescheduling it, but at this point, I would be shocked if the Arnold's was rescheduled, and I would think that it would just come down to it happening again next year. Rumor was that there was still going to be a tournament there, but it'd be a small room and not really the Arnold Classic. So that's that, guys. As far as other news, the WAL is rolling out their matches, and we've seen Malin Kleinsmith versus Irina Gladkaya announced. That's a great match. Don't know how these girls will stack up against each other. Irina is obviously a well-decorated arm wrestler, as is Malin, and she has coming off that big performance against Fia. Based on that, I think that you would have to give the edge, particularly seeing how we've seen some Europeans come over and struggle the first time they've pulled under the WAL rule set. That maybe there was, maybe Malin will have that advantage and be able to take advantage of that too. But we'll do the full breakdown. Now, touching on CROSSFIRE, last week we had Wayne Withers on the show. Wayne Withers is a great guy, great interview. Some audio problems, not too bad, but Wayne and his gigantic hands covering up his microphone at times, I think. But it was an awesome interview. Go there to see what's next. For me, also an exciting announcement that came up is we talked a lot about the Mark Davies tournament last year. The Mark Davies Memorial Tournament to raise money for his family. Well, that tournament's happening again this year, but it's also part of a round robin series, which will culminate on December the 5th, I believe, with the super heavyweight round robin. And there's some good prize money to be up for grabs. I think the registrations, the open registrations for the round robin start today at noon. There was some people invited that had the opportunity to enter early. I was one of them, and I took advantage of that. I have committed with both arms to the event in December, and yeah, it's going to be a great event. Next week we talked to on CROSSFIRE, we talked to Jeff Frank. And for those who don't know, Jeff Frank is the guy behind the Red Deer Charity Classic, and the largest gathering of arm wrestling talent that has been around in decades, maybe ever, happening this August. But he's going to come on the show and he's going to talk a little bit about what's happening and maybe have some special announcements for us as well. And that's the show for this week, guys. I'll see you guys on CROSSFIRE on Monday, and I'll see you right here again next week.